Hello, and firstly, a massive apologies that it's been so long. What a weird last year, beginning of this year that we've had. So sadly, I haven't really had too much to film. A lot has been going on in the background, just behind closed doors, because we couldn't really go out anywhere. So I thought I'd do a quick run through what's been going on. I've tried to put a couple of shorter videos together, and this is one of them. It's been a long project, but I thought I would just do a quick, like, this is where we're at kind of video, just so that you guys have got something to watch and see what I'm up to. But hey, you want to see what I'm looking at. So the Honda, my CB500X, it's been a few months since I've ridden it. I can't really remember when I rode it, maybe September, October. She's parked up in the garage at the moment. We can't go anywhere. It's non-essential travel as such, so no joyous rides out anywhere. But to take up that gap of missing bikes, a project that I think, started in lockdown 1, to do with something that's been sat in our garage for the last 10 years. It's a bike, and I think maybe I got it when I was 14, a few years ago now. So yes, let me show you what's been going on. And here she is. So this is my Kawasaki KLX250. We believe it's around 1995, but it wasn't registered till a few years later, so we're not exactly sure if it's 96, but it's around that age because of the purple frame. We reckon it should have had the purple guards on the forks, but she didn't look like this a couple of months ago. Well, a month ago, in fact, because the other week we put the new graphics on it. So I will show you in a picture form what it looked like when I was 14, 15 and what graphics it had on it. But all I can say is it's so nice to see it looking more original now. When we got the bike, so in here, this is the graphics for it. I'm hoping we can kind of get some original graphics going on, because I don't know what the person did before, but these graphics are not for this bike. I mean, look at the shapes cut out. You got overhang. See, look how old these graphics are. They're just snapping. Cut here. Look, they're like folded over. So I'm hoping to clean these up. I found some original graphics for it. Get rid of all these. I'm going to have to find out how to clean this up. Get rid of old stickers. The old purple seat needs a bit of a clean, but it is a faded seat. So today's task is to get rid of these old graphics that someone has cut and God knows what to them, because they're not even the right shape style. So we're going to get these off in this one. These are already quite clean anyway. Get Mr. Michelin Man off, and I've bought some replacement original looking graphics, which hopefully we can get fitted on these and make it look 10 times better. the finished pieces. It's not perfect by any means. First time ever doing this. It was quite difficult to get rid of some air bubbles and stretch it right and line the holes up, but hey, it looks 10 times better than it did before. Got its original colours back. Cannot wait to see it on the bike now. So a quick sort of catch up. This bike Dad bought for me to ride on the farm, 14, 15, I can't remember exactly how old I was when he bought it. No intention of using it on the roads, it was just a field bike to use with him around the farm to get me onto a bigger bike off-road. I think it was when I was 16, parked it up, 17, got a car licence, and sadly the bike has stayed put until until last year. Dad decided in lockdown, right, it's time to get her up and running. And I said I wanted to get into off-road riding more. So instead of going out buying another bike, we had this sat here. So the next thing, because it had been sat for so long, it didn't want to start. It's a lovely kickstart version. And anybody who knows these bikes will know they are not the easiest to start. More so when they're hot, you kind of got to, if you stall it, you got to walk away a couple of minutes and come back and try and kick it again. But you got to be damn fit to kick it in the first place. So yeah, I'm not either of those at the moment. I'm not super fit, and I'm exhausted before, we even get riding. But that's another story. So Dad stripped it right down. It wasn't starting. Like, it would try to start. It might go for a second and then stop. He's stripped it all down. We've done new filters, new batteries, and taken the carb apart, cleaned it. We thought we got it going. It wasn't running right. So we sort of said, right, Dad said he's stumped. Let's go take it to someone. So we took it to a local guy down the road. He worked his magic on it. Gave it a full overhaul, did all the valve clearances and everything as well, and got it going, and that was brilliant. So therefore, we were then able to get it an MOT, something that, I don't think the guy before us even had it, MOT'd for a long, long time. So she needed a little bit of work to get through the MOT, and she passed first time, so that was absolutely spot on. And we have, I've got it out, ridden it a few times, but again, it's just, she's hard work to start. It's more of a classic thing. I'm sort of getting back into off-road again, fairly new to it. I've done it a bit before, but, I'm going to stall a bike, and me stalling a bike and then having to kick it, or having to sit around waiting for it to cool down so that I can kick it to get it going, was starting to become a hindrance. There was a time where I got all kitted up, I was really excited, right, the bike's back, let's go and use it, and we got it out of the workshop, and she just wouldn't start. So Dad gave me his Husky 250 and said, right, take that, go and have a ride, you're all kitted up, just get out. Eventually he got it going and came and caught us up, which was brilliant, and I had a great time. We took it out, I even got a tiniest little bit of air on it, jumping up out of this pit. And it was brilliant to be back on it. It's just so comfy, just does everything you want, even for a bigger, heavier bike. I love it, and I'm so glad that we got it going. We got it through its MOT and riding it. And I always said I wanted to put the graphics back to original, because it was covered in just odd stickers everywhere. All these panels were covered. There was an absolute mismatch of a graphic that didn't even fit this bike. Just sort of cut here, there, everywhere in camouflage. And I was just like, it just looks dull. And this was filthy, just sat there for years gathering dirt and dust. So I managed to find a near original graphics. And that's kind of what this video is, showing us attempting to do graphics for the first time. But I thought I'd give you an introduction, an update on this bike, because there's another video coming out explaining part 2 of the bike situation. But whilst I'm here, I thought I would show you the graphics on the bike, because you'd have seen me and my partner attempting to put them on. Well, they're on, but by no means am I a graphic rap artist, because that is difficult when you're new, and like, these are super tough graphics and plastic. But when you heat them up, they stretch. So that was awkward because you get friggin' air bubbles. But hey, she's on. You know, don't look too closely because you might find a few little air bubbles. But stand back and admire it. And yes, I'm really happy with it. And it's just so nice to see it as near to original as what we would expect it to have come out from the factory. I just think it brightens it up, and it looks a proper classic now, so I'm really happy with it. And another reason for doing the bike up, we're going to clean it, get it looking fresh, is because there's another one. The electric start was, a dream for me. A kickstart is hard work. Where I'm fit, it's just not as reliable as we would have liked, because when I say I want to go on the bikes, I want to go on the bikes, not have the issue of, is the bike going to start? Is it not going to start? I'm unfit. I hurt my leg, my ankle's trying to kick it. Dad's injured himself. And we just thought, wouldn't it be nice to find a bike with an electric start? Lo and behold, a newer KLX came up, and it was as if it was meant to be. And lo and behold, it's made its way down from Wales and is partnering this bike at the moment. So this one is a little bit redundant, but we're gonna clean it up, get it looking, as smart as possible. And once COVID sorted itself out, we will probably put it on the market and see how it goes. But it's going to be sad to see it go. I've had many good times with the bike. It was one of my first big bikes. But we could have sold it not running. We've got it running. It runs, really nicely. You just got to get it started. And so now I'm excited for the next chapter. But I just thought I'd show you this because I'm really pleased with how it looks. And she's a classic. She's old. She's pretty much the same age as me. So, it will be sad to see it go, but onwards and upwards, hey. And I just wanted to say a massive thank you to my dad for all the hard work he has put into everything, changing the tyres, all the work to get it to the MOT, and rebuilding it, and just cleaning it, everything, finding a new bike. Everything is down to him, so big thank you to my dad. And he has rekindled an off-road love that I never really knew I had. So, yeah, thank you.